Range fans, it's 2021, and I still haven't gotten rid of this 22 long rifle bug. You guys have seen this one before. That's right, I'm back on the 50-yard line, and you guys have seen this one before. It is the Remington 550-1. There's been quite a few questions, more so than I expected, and one that was very interesting that I'm going to, see what happens today. But some of the questions that came in is, how did you get a scope on your 550? The original 550 did not come with the rails on top to be able to mount a scope, but this is a 550-1, so you can mount a scope on top in the 11 millimeter rail there. So I have an old 4-power, that's right, 4-power at 50 yards on this old Remington 550-1. But the other question that came in was, hey, doesn't that thing shoot 22 long rifle, 22 long, and also 22 short? Yes, it does. It has this magic wonder. Think about the engineering back in that day and what's considered to be a floating chamber with ports in it that helps with ejection that allows it to fire all 4 of them. I've never fired 22 shorts in it. I'm going to attempt to fire 22 shorts in it today. You're going to see it exactly how I see it. But first, I want to know who's quieter. Man, 22 shorts, I remember as a kid, they're very, very quiet. Most time, probably not suggested. As a matter of fact, not suggested. They were fired without ear protection. Well, today I've got my ear protection and eye protection on. And we're going to fire these 22 shorts out of the Remington 550-1. But we're also going to fire the Cci Standard Velocity on camera out of the Smith & Wesson Victory through the Gemtech suppressor. Which one is quieter? Anybody want to take a guess before we put these things down range? Now, of course, adding a little flavor here in the first video of 2021. I've got this thing loaded up with 15 rounds right now of the Federal Auto Match. We're going to put 10 rounds off camera onto target and then 5 rounds on the smallest target challenge. That's right. Come over to dayattherange.com to the 22 challenge for smallest group. We're going to do that for each ammunition here. The auto match. Then I've got some Cci Standard Velocity, some semi-auto Ely bench rest, and then the 22 shorts. I want to see how this thing compares, and we'll do the comparison between the 22 shorts and the Remington 550-1 and also the Cci Standard Velocity and the Smith & Wesson Victory, because the Smith & Wesson Victory technically does not take 22 shorts. Enough chit chat. Let's get these rounds down range before I run out of daylight. All right, folks, I put 10 rounds down range of the Federal Auto Match, cycle flawlessly. Now we're going to put 5 rounds on the challenge target. All right, let's get comfortable. I believe it's shooting high. This is an old Nikon Pro Staff 4-power scope, folks. So now we're going to move on to the Ely semi-auto. Oh man, I'm thinking I should have shown the 10 shots of the semi-auto Ely Precision in this rifle. Shot pretty good for a 4-power scope, not making excuses, but now we're going to put it on the challenge target. Now, let me be honest with you. I don't know. I'm already embarrassing myself showing you guys this target. I don't know that I will actually officially enter these in the challenge. Maybe I will into the, what do I call it? I think it is the Classic series, something that's over 20 years old. Maybe we will. Nikon 4-power scope. And we're going to go for the top right target. I don't know, folks. But anyways, I really can't wait to get to this Winchester Super X 22 short high velocity. By the way, in this old granddad of a rifle, you probably saw it in the first video where I brought the old Remington 550-1 out with the Remington nylon 66. Don't pass up granddad's old 22. Can be a lot of fun. And as you can see through a variety of ammunition that I have here on the bench with me today, it's firing just fine so far. But I try to keep the hyper velocity stuff, the Cci Stinger and that type of stuff out of this rifle, just for the fact of really wasn't made for it, and kind of hard to get parts for this stuff nowadays. So moving on to the Cci Standard Velocity. Be right back. Man, you talking about a blast. Cci Standard Velocity did pretty well off camera down there. Man, this 4-power scope is killing me, though. I think if I had more scope, I'd probably shoot better groups. Yeah, I know, making a lot of excuses, but neither here nor there. Kicking off 2021 with a bang, no pun intended, with 22 long rifle and old granddad Remington 550-1. Cci Standard Velocity, we're going to go with the target, second target down on the left, all the way to the left. Goodness gracious. I don't know how well I did or how well I didn't. Man, it's hard to see through that 4-power. I even got my readers on today. But now what we all came for, this Winchester Super X 22 short high velocity. Man, these things are just, they're tiny. Tiny little box that they come in. Tiny compared to the Cci Standard Velocity. Copper washed round. Wow, just so small. But let's get 15 of them loaded up. See how we do. Oh, man. Let's see if these old shorts will shoot in this thing. It did feed just fine. You know what? I bet you, as long as this tube is, that these 22 shorts, I don't know, may hold, because 15 to 17 is about the max for a standard 22 long rifle. I bet you these shorts, it'd probably hold 20 to 25 maybe. Wow, that would be pretty slick. Let's see if this thing will shoot. I'm going to go ahead and show the off-camera 10 rounds and then the 5 rounds on the target camera. Just so that you guys see if it shoots or not. You see it exactly how I see it. Stinks. All right, didn't group too well on the big target, but seems to be shooting a little low and left. So, and man, look at it smoking. So we're going to shoot the middle lower target for the Winchester Super X. Last 5 rounds. See how it groups. All right, let's really bear down. Wow, that is pretty spectacular. Now, I hope more than anything you heard the sound, and we're going to put some standard velocity across the Smith & Wesson Victory. But first, let's go down range and take a look at this target. Be right back. All right, folks, here we go. So that bottom target was the auto match. You see how it grouped? Again, 4-power scope. And my bad eyes had 50 yards. That's the auto match right there. And then we back up and we go with the Cci Standard Velocity. And that's the Cci Standard Velocity right there. Not too bad for 50 yards out of well over a 20-year-old rifle. Then we move to the semi-auto Ely bench rest. And that's the group right there, 10 rounds off camera. Then we move over to the Winchester. The Winchester shorts. You can see, didn't group too well there off camera. The pop was pretty noticeable also. I sort of remember it being a little quieter back in the day, but hey, you know what? It's been well over 30 years since I fired some shorts. 22 shorts, that is. Now, there we go. There's the auto match up top there. And the 22 short I was shooting here, and I think I got 1, 2, but you guys saw it on the camera, and I'll see it right along with you when I get to editing this thing. But that's what the old Winchester 22 short turned in. I think 1, 2, and then probably some over here is my guess. But we'll look at it together and see what it's like. Now let's get to the sound test. No, I don't have a sound meter, but what we'll do is put the 22 shorts back in, and we'll fire 10 rounds, and then we'll fire 10 rounds of Cci Standard Velocity out of the Smith & Wesson Victory 22 with Gemtech suppressor. You know what, folks? I still feel like, I don't know, my bet's on the Smith & Wesson Victory with the Gemtech suppressor on quietness. You tell me, I won't edit any part of the sound or anything of that nature. Plus, I'm not that good of an editor anyways. And you guys tell me what you think. But the one thing I know this long tube has over the Victory is capacity. I have no idea, none, how many shorts I've put in here. So let's count them with me. Here we go. Let's pick out an empty target. That top target's good enough. Let's see, folks. Here we go. Holy cow. I think, what was it, about 20, 21? I think that was in there. Wow. Talk about shoot all day long. Now, the group, from what I could tell, is not that great on target. But anyways, let's move right over to the standard velocity and the Victory. Again, test about sound on this one, not accuracy. I wish I had a sound meter. Just curious on the 22 shorts in this really long tube and the standard velocity and the Gemtech suppressor. Let's move along. Well, folks, here we go with the challenge. There's one thing I know for sure. This Smith & Wesson Victory definitely does not have 20 rounds in it. Only 10. Let's see. We're going to go 6 o'clock hold on the top target. Oh, look at that. There you go. 10 rounds of the Standard Velocity. Hey, which one do you think was quieter? Which one was more fun? I know for me, suppressors can be a lot of fun, and also hearing safe on some of them, especially with 22 long rifle. So you know what? I don't talk about politics often, but I really think these things ought to come off the NFA list. Quite ridiculous if you ask me. What we're going to do, we're going to load up 10 more rounds. You guys know I wasn't going to leave, and we're going to do it without suppressor, with the same ammunition, Cci Standard Velocity, and see what it sounds like for a baseline. I'll be right back. Not quite sure how this video is going to turn out for you all. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. It's dark out. It's rainy. It's just a miserable day, but I'm making it a good day just by spending a little time on the range and a little time with you and sharing this experience. We're going to go dead center hold, have the green fiber optic dot on the Vorkortsen barrel cover up that center target. Woo! Man, I think it's time for me to get some shooting glasses, folks. All right, here we go. That first shot, every single time. Time for a cleaning of this thing, I think. That's interesting. Won't cycle the standard velocity without the suppressor on it, creating back pressure. Man, I love this old multi-caliber ransom rest as well. It is the best pistol rest that I've ever seen and that I have in my arsenal, at least. Anyways, folks, there you have it. I have no idea which was quieter. I know what sounded like quieter to me was the Remington 550-1. Folks, 2020 is gone. We're ushering in 2021. And it's going to be a much better year. I'm claiming it right here, right now, for all of us. Let's enjoy it. Let's get out to the range, have some shooting time and some fun. Mr. Revolver Guy, signing out.